before it's time to spin, you've got to first cue it up.
I'm probably in your area too. Everybody who owns a laptop, they're a DJ. Everybody who owns a DSL camera, they're a photographer.
And what I'll do is put up blurbs so therefore you can see what I'm thinking about and why I chose that song. You can see the reaction of the kids. So you can kind of like get an idea of how to use it and what to expect.
Why do you want to charge for something that you have the knowledge of and these other DJs don't have the knowledge of? Share your knowledge, you know?
Right.
But DJing's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but it is a lot of fun too, you know? I'm DJ Mikey Mike. I cover central, northeastern Pennsylvania, southeastern Pennsylvania, parts of New Jersey, parts of New York State.
And I'm Dwayne Dixon, the Hitman DDub from Cleveland, Ohio. And it's time to cue it up. What's up, everybody? This is Dwayne Dixon, the Hitman DDub, and this is my co-host, DJ Mikey Mike.
Hello, everybody. How y'all doing tonight on a Thursday night?
So tonight we got something special for you all. So before we get into our show, so far, Cool Thing has wanted me to build a crate from the 70s to the 2020s, a pop crate for his upcoming gig that he has coming up. I think it's a pickleball event, charity event. So I got you covered, Cool Thing.
I got one side you could probably throw in there. It could be played towards the end is by Gallery. Thank you for being a friend.
Okay.
You know, that would be a nice song because it's basically thanking everybody. They're giving their donations. It's a charity event, and thank you for being a friend.
I got a Bike-a-Palooza coming up for the city kiddos. Yeah, I think I saw that. Kevin, that was Kevin. I think I saw a flyer for that.
Baby Shark on that one for the kiddos. Heads, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes.
All right, let's see what the AI is going to come up with. So, our weekly topic. I put out a question within our Facebook group page and also the help desk with Rachel Lynch. And the question went like this. What's the biggest challenge you deal with when preparing for a gig? So what is your biggest challenge? Mike, what is yours?
My biggest challenge is make sure I have all the songs that they want and then build off that because, sometimes they don't give you a list of 10 songs or whatever, and then they'll tell you, play whatever. So you look at what they have, their genres, and it might be 10 different genres. So you want to make sure you're okay. Like tomorrow night, I'm doing a gig for 3.5 hours, and they gave me approximately 20 songs. So that's an hour's worth of music right there. So I have 2.5 hours. I have to fill in the gaps, and it goes from alternative to 80s, like Take On Me by a-ha. And normal Cupid Shuffle, Electric Slide, stuff like that. But then I have to fill in the gaps with what I think would fit in there. So Take On Me, Rock Lobsters, a good one by B-52s, because everybody loves to play a Love Shack. I like, what do you call it? The Lobster song. And then also, there's a couple other songs I like from the 80s and early 90s I like to throw in. I like to throw in Prince. They give you something. And I'm glad I do fall short because this way it gives you the initiative and keeps your knowledge fresh of the music. So you fill it in with some songs from today. You fill it in from some songs from the 90s, from the 80s, from the 70s, and it keeps your mind working. So that's a good thing you want to have done. If they give you a playlist of everything they want to hear, why are you having me DJ? You know, because I could just give me your Spotify playlist, drop it in, just let it ride. Then this way, I want to be creative too.
Mm-hmm. I guess my biggest anxiety is when I have multiple gigs, like back-to-back gigs, but they're all different. They're not the same. So I can't use the same playlist for the next one. It's like I got to create different playlists, and they're all like right within like a week or so of each other. So coming up with all these different playlists is the ones that kind of like get me kind of stressed out.
Well, and that what you're saying there is what I have in a virtual DJ. We have virtual folders, and with the virtual folders, if they're definitely bangers, I have a folder called dance floor fillers, like Hot to Go, Cupid Shuffle, Cha Cha Slide, It's Electric, the Electric Boogie, the Macarena, the Chicken Dance. For some reason, the Chicken Dance is widely popular again. YMCA. Then I have another virtual folder, hot pop hits. Then I have a folder children hits, because I'll do a lot of children events that you can't play anything above a third or fourth grade level. So there's a lot of songs in there from Disney, from like I said, head, shoulders, knees and toes, Baby Shark. But most of my requests for Baby Shark come from grandparents. Surprisingly, it's grandparents at a wedding. There won't be no children there, and all of a sudden, hey, you have that song that you go, baby. I saw Baby Shark. Yeah, can you play that for us? And you have 60, 70, 80-year-old people out there doing the Baby Shark dance,
Mm-hmm.
So you have to have that wide variety. But with virtual DJ, like I said, you have virtual folders. So I create them, and if there's a song that I know is becoming very popular, and I know it's going to be a floor filler, I'll drop that in the floor filler song or virtual folder. If it's going to be, it's a hot song, but it may die off, just put it in dance hits. If it starts to move up in the chart, then I'll move it up in my virtual folders also.
So it's something,
just,
yeah. Go ahead.
It's just something a little different than Serato, because I know Serato, you got to build a crate. This, I have the virtual folder there. I can add, I can subtract. If that song comes back to be hit, drop it back in there again.
Yeah, so in the upcoming episodes, you're going to have to like demonstrate that.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I was going to do that tonight, but I'm a newbie to DaVinci Resolve, and what was working yesterday for me wasn't working today. So I bugged my brain for about 3.5 hours, and finally, right before our show tonight, I was able to import the file, and now just to do some color correction and add my titles and stuff to it. This way, you'll see exactly what I mean.
Okay, cool. Because it sounds like your virtual folders is like my go-to crates that I built.
Yes.
So I'll have go-to crates in there, all the line dances, all the sing-alongs, any event that I did where it seemed like a certain set of songs work perfect for the dance floor, I make sure to highlight those and put them in their own little special crate. So if I ever get stuck, my go-to crates are supposed to be the songs that get me out of jail when the dance floor is filling.
Now, if you remove that song from that go-to crate, can you add it? Like, how can I say? I have mine and say the dance hits, and I move it up to my floor fillers. I could copy it and paste it in floor fillers, so it'll still be in both folders. Can you do that with Serato?
you just drag it, because once you drag it to the folder, you just open that folder, then you can click on it and then drag it back to wherever you want it to go. So it'd be in both places.
Okay, all right. That's the. And then you also have a history folder too, correct?
Yep.
That's a nice thing because sometimes you might be at a gig and say, "Man, what could go good with this?" So you pull up a gig that you might have did 6 months ago, and then you're like, "Oh, that works perfect for it." You know, especially doing school dances like semi-formals, formals for high school kids. What worked for this high school is working for this high school, but they gave me X amount of songs, so I could jump over and say, okay, wait, listen, I did Hanover area on this date. So I could look at that date and say, okay, I'll just pull a couple songs up from that date, boom, and away we go. You know, so which is a good thing.
Yep.
And then if I'm missing a file, hit relocate, and it goes and relocates it for me.
Okay. So I did this because I asked a question on Facebook. And again, for those that are just coming in, the question was, what's the biggest challenge you deal with when preparing for a gig? And DJ Cool Thing has said his biggest fear is getting ready for a gig, is making sure I got all the music and gear I need. And let me see if there's somebody else that answered. And that was the only one. But on Facebook, these are the concerns that a lot of the Facebook DJs had responded. They said many DJs reported having very little prep time, and then there was a couple that said they don't feel stressed about prepping. They can do it within 15 or 30 minutes. But another person has said working multiple jobs and managing family life, like kids climbing on you, adds pressure and limits focus. Another person has said client communication. And this is what I'm kind of like experiencing right now, even with the Bible app. A common frustration is last minute info from clients, especially brides who send changes the night before the wedding. Several DJs mentioned that the struggle of getting clients to complete their planning forms in a timely manner is their biggest headache. And another one, this is the one I hope she comes and look at our video. She said theme specific set challenges. She said DJs who take on highly themed events like Party Like It's 1974, Woodstock, Shock Hop, and Float Churchilla cited music curation as a major time-consuming task. They say they enjoy doing it, but it's, I guess, the strain of being pigeonholed into just DJing a certain type of music from a certain genre or a certain time frame can be challenging. Yes. And then as far as the mental hurdles goes, it says anxiety, excitement, and overthinking before the gig can disrupt focus. And then I think Sean put this one. Procrastination and self-sabotage were mentioned as internal obstacles that make preparing harder than it needs to be. And so, go ahead.
For DJ Cool Thing, I worked in the paperback industry, you know, and I was a lino stripper, which meant we had to deal with film. And every night we had what was called a work in progress sheet. So you'd get your film, you check off that you've got your film, you checked off how many ads you had to cut in, you checked off what you had to do, you checked off that you made sure the pagination was right. So follow that into your DJ business. Make sure, okay, make a whip sheet for yourself, work in progress. I got my controller, I got my mixer, I got my lights, I got my gaffer's tape, I got whatever you got to take to that gig. You can make one general one that can consist of everything that you have But for this gig, say you're doing a little gig for children, you don't need the bright lights or anything, so you don't have, you write down on top, okay, it's a child's party, don't need the bright lights, I just need something to put on the table or whatever. So you just put down, I got my controller, check that off, check out the mixer, check out your music, check off your make sure like your music, I'm saying your hard drive. This way you have that checklist with you. You look, make sure you have everything in your vehicle. What you do, you you sign off yourself and you date it. You're good there. Um the other DJ that said you could prep in 30 minutes. I Yes, you can, depending on the event. But there's no possible way you could prep a wedding in 30 minutes. That could take 40, 50, 60 hours, depending on what the client wants. The other DJ mentioned about how the last minute changes that you have to state in your contract. If you're going to make changes the night before, you're going to be charged extra money or extra amount of dollars. Like if you're changing, if it's something simple, as their first dance or the mom and dad dance, that's simple. But if you are changing the entrance song for the bridal party, and the bridal party, each one wants a different song. Now you have a bridal party at 12. What I like to do is create one long MP3, send it to the bride, have her sit down at the wedding party, have them listen to it. If it's okay, fine. If there's any changes that have been made, she sends it back to me, tells me what the changes are, make the changes, send it back to her. If everything's a go, she sends it, emails me back, says, Mike, everything's perfect. Way to go. Boom. I'm good to go then. But if it's last minute, for each song that she changes is X amount of dollars that she's going to be charging. That's right in my contract. So that gives them a little thinking, saying, wait a second. That's going to cost me an extra 50, 100, 200 bucks. I mean, I know some DJs that charge 75 bucks a song to change. It's a lot of work because now you're switching that whole MP3 around. Or they'll say, when you get to the venue, and they say, wait a second, we're going to have this one walk in with this one, but this couple's going to go ahead of this couple. No. Here's what we agreed upon. Here's our contract. Here's our wedding planner. Here's who's walking where. That's it. I know we could hit cue points and cue that song up, but no, I don't want to do that. I made that specifically for this order. That's how we're doing it. If you don't like it, well, that couple's going to walk into this song. That's it. End the story. I don't want to sound rude or cool about it, but if you let them walk over, if you give them an inch, they'll take a yard.
Well, I'm thinking the person that can do it in 15 or 30 minutes, it's possible to do that if you have like your go-to crates. But then you run into, and you're doing the same events, but then you run into the problem of repeating yourself. Because I've seen so many DJs where you can go out and see them and you can pretty much predict the order of the song, what song they're going to play after the next one, because they're doing the same thing over and over. But the main thing is you got to also make sure you tag your songs. If you tag your songs and then have your crates put in a certain order or organize it in a certain way, you can quickly prep.
Yes. A good friend of mine is a DJ, and you could go swim at one bar on a Friday night at 11 minutes after 8. He's playing AC/DC Thunderstruck. The next night, he's at another bar at 8:11. He's playing Thunderstruck. At 10 o'clock, he's playing Meatloaf like a bat out of hell. Go back to the other bar. 10 o'clock the following night, he's playing Meatloaf like a bat out of hell. It's like all he's doing is copying his whole set that he played Friday night It's a Saturday gig. I mean, there might be a few other little changes in there, but basically it's the same songs at the same precise time.
Mm.
Another friend of mine, he has it's sad because he got burnt on a couple of weddings, but it was his fault. He changed up the entrance song. He changed up the first dance song. He changed up the groom groom and son or groom and mom, and he changed up the bride and dad song. Then he's complaining to me that the bride and groom didn't pay him. I looked at him, I said, dude, you change up everything on this couple. They picked out these songs because it's so special to them. Their first dance is their dance that they want to dance to. Their entrance song is something that they want it. And then their dances with their parents, those songs meant something very, very special to the bride and her dad and the groom and his mom. And you changed it. You didn't even discuss this with the bride and groom. You just did it because he felt it wasn't right, that the song wasn't appropriate for the bride and her dad or the groom and his mom. I said, man, that's a wrong thing to do. I said, you're lucky they didn't ask you to leave after you made that kind of mistake, you know?
So can you hear me?
But things happen and these guys still get gigs. It's like, how, you know?
Can you hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you.
All right, what about now? Can you hear me?
I can still hear you.
You can still hear me right now? So you couldn't hear me right now because I had muted myself. Because Buddy said there's a echo, and I can't figure out where it's coming from.
I have everything muted here on my end.
All right. But Buddy also said we call those cookie cutter DJs.
Yeah. Yep. Like my buddy that goes to the bar. And you know, it wouldn't be bad the following weekend. That'd be different. Like he's there for 4 hours, it'd be a totally different 4-hour show. It's the same 4-hour show. You know, it's like, please change it up. Come on, you got to change it up a little bit. Maybe about 6 months into it, then he'll switch it up a little bit. Maybe a couple songs here or there, but basically it's still, he loves ACDs and he loves Meatloaf. So you know you're going to get at least 4 to 6 songs of Meatloaf and ACDC.
Okay. So now it's time to queue up our DJ challenge. And we're going to build a crate that Cool Thing has suggested. And so these are what I'm going to use to build for our Crate the Stack challenge. Some of the software that I'm going to use, you can get it for free. Some of them require that you subscribe to the software, but you definitely need to have Spotify. So the objective of this challenge is to demonstrate how to find new songs to build a banging DJ crate using AI and crowdsourced tools to build a set crate for your next event. And the term is quickly. And quickly is subjective because I tried doing this earlier and initially it was quick, but it ended up still being a long task because I'm the kind of person that once the crate was built, like Spotify will offer suggestions of good songs that'll fit in with the playlist that I created. And I end up just going down the rabbit hole and just listening to new songs to add to the crate. So it can be as quick or as long as or as detailed as you want it to be. And so these are the things I'm going to use. You definitely need Spotify regardless. And that runs, I think, $12 a month, like $11.99. Playlist Miner. And that's a free website you can go to. algRhtm is free as of right now. I'm not, because they're partnered with Crate Hackers, I'm not sure if that's going to be, because it's in beta right now. I'm not sure if that's going to be a paid thing within Crate Hackers. Crate Hackers, I think, let me see. They're a monthly subscription as well. I just pay yearly since I use it all the time. Yeah, Spotify is $11.99 a month, $5.99 a month for a premium student. Crate Hackers is $30 a month or $2.97 a year, which is, you save like a good $6 each month. And then I'm going to use DJ Studio, the program, to put our playlist in mixable order. And DJ Studio runs $29 a month or a one-time purchase of $5.99. And the last thing, for those that have like playlists that people give to you, hopefully it's like in a Word document or a PDF and not handwritten, where you can just take the list and then upload it to My Music, and therefore To My Music can send it either to Spotify, to Tidal, or whatever streaming service that you prefer, and they'll find those songs and build a playlist within that streaming service for you. So the first thing we're going to use, we already passed this thing. When we build our crate, I try to build it based on the song's mood, popularity, danceability, and energy. So those are the 4 things I look for within a song. And I give that song a score between 0 and 10. 0 is the lowest, 10 is the highest. Mm-hmm. So since we're doing a charity event, for a cool thing, I'm going to assume he's going to be sticking more so to the open dance set, the arrival, and the banger set. And so I'm going to stick with to make it easy, I'm going to stick with the Crate Hackers 60-40 rule, meaning when it suggests songs, they're looking for the songs with the popularity score of 60 to 100, which is 6 to 10. Danceability to be 6 to 10. Energy level would be 4 to 10. And the mood would be 4 to 10. So they're looking for a song that will get the people to at least bob their heads or not dance to. Not necessarily be a super hype song, but still has that danceability song that'll work well on the dance floor. So let's get started with building our crate. Let me log in real quick. So Cool Thing wanted let me see. I know he said pop. So what you would do here, Playlist Miner is a software where you can, if you get a gig and you're not sure what song should I play, instead of going and asking the question on Facebook and waiting for an answer, you can just type in what kind of gig you need music for. It could be like right here it says workout, or it could be a baby shower, or what should I play at a 5-year-old birthday party. So wherever the scenario is, you just type that in the search bar, and it'll pull up a group of songs, 100 songs, and it'll look through Spotify and pull songs from playlists that it finds that fits the criteria that it gives it. So pop, charity. What else did he want? Upbeat. All right. And he said from 1970 to I'll say 2025. Now let's see what the playlist miner is going to pull up for us. So right here, you see all the playlists, Spotify playlists, and what it's going to do is look through each one of those playlists and pick the top 100 songs from those playlists. So basically, it picks the songs from the ones that show up the most in each one of those playlists and go down until it reaches 100. And it doesn't take that long.
That was quick.
Yep, it's still going because it's green bar. Yep. All right, then you will save it to your playlist, to your Spotify. All right, now I'm going to go to my Spotify and you'll see the list. Let me see if I can move it over. Here it is. Top charity upbeat 1970s to 2025 tracks. There's 100 songs. And we're going to listen to them in a second. But you can take this a step further. So you can take those 100 songs and then fine tune them so it's only the songs that you think is going to work for your event, the most popular songs. Going by the 60-40 rule that Crate Hackers has set up with the popularity, danceability, mood, and energy level. So what I'll need to do right now to make it easy for me to search in the next software I'm going to use, I'm going to just type in a unique name. So I just type in my name so I know I can find it quickly. Again, Playlist Miner is free, and then also this next program is free. So I'm going to come to this next program called algRhtm. And algRhtm will search out your Spotify playlist, and you can search any playlist that's on Spotify, and then it can narrow it down and get those songs that you're looking for. So I'm going to go to algorithms right there, create a new algorithm, and I'm going to say cool things charity playlist. All right, here's where you're going to sing your songs. So let me go back to Spotify real quick. Actually, let me go back. Just copy and paste this. Give the same title. Can I? Yep. Copy. Create a blank Spotify playlist. $250 just in case it doesn't come up. All right. You see. $250. Let me see. Boom.
One song I play for charity last too, Dwayne, is Rod Stewart. We're having a party. Or even the Sam Cooke's version of it.
Okay. Let's see if that shows up because you can add to it. I'll worry about that when we get to the end. But what you're going to do, you're going to pull up your playlist. So over here you have the option to pull up an album, the whole album, or Spotify, Pacific Spotify playlist. You type in the name and they'll pull up all the playlists that you want. So go here, drag this over here. Click the down arrow, type in the name. Hopefully they'll pop up. Cool thing. Let me see. Cool thing. Charity. Play.
I can see it working.
Let's see if it should have popped up. Oh, take that back. I forgot I gave it a unique name because of that. Oops. Hitman DDub me sci-fi. There it is. That's why I gave it a unique name, because if, as you saw, when I typed in the name, it came up with a whole bunch of different playlists, and it's hard to tell which one is which.
Yeah.
All right, so after you do that, you start bringing over your filters. And then with your filters, remember, you can do duplicates just in case there was duplicates that you weren't aware of. So now it's going to take out the duplicates from your playlist, drag over another node, and here you pick which one is the most important to you: danceability, popularity, mood, or energy. So for sake of time, which one would you most likely is most important to you?
I would go with popularity, because you're going to get popularity from the 70s up through the present day. So that would be a good one to really go with. It's probably going to pick out may not pick out the number one songs from those years, but it's going to pick out the most popular songs from those years, from the 70s through 2025. Because as you know, a lot of number one songs that are on the radio, they're number one, but they're not danceable. You know, it's just, it's something that you hear the song, you can hear it over and over and over, and you play it at a wedding, it's a total flop. You know, one of them that is the opposite is Hot to Go. I mean, that's up there, and that is a banging song.
All right. And then Cool Thing said danceability is something that's important to him. So you drag over the filter, click the down arrow to open the box up, and then click on danceability. And remember, each score, according to Crick Hackers, set it from 60 to 100 for popularity and danceability. So it's only going to pull out those songs that fit that. Because if you notice, if you use like Mixed Key or any of those kind of programs, they include that into the metadata for the songs when they analyze those songs. So now you can see for yourself what the score is as far as danceability and popularity and all that. And I think they get that from Discord, and there's a couple of other websites. So we got danceability there. Then I'm going to assume, since it's a charity event, you want the guests to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
So that should be the next one. So happy. Let's see. Got popular. That's balance. Instead of saying mood, they say balance. I guess that's how you say it. And this one, Crick Hackers suggest setting it to 40. And then and also I forgot to mention, between each mood node, you got to connect it with the line. And then we got one more. We got a couple more. Let me move this over. And then the last one would be energy. So drag filter over. And change this to energy. And 40. All right. Now, so we got those songs. Now we need to look for songs between 1970 to 2025. So here, Again, click the drop down box, and then there's release date. Now I'll try to type, all right. January. $1970. January 1970. Then go over here and we do, let's go the end of the month. I think that's 2025. Yep. All right. Now we connect those two. And for the sake of this, I'll do the top 25. So you can leave it as is and connect it, or you can put a limit to how many songs you want algorithm to find for you. So I'm going to do 25. And connect the two nodes. And connect this one. And let's see if we can. There it is. Cool Things Charity Playlist. So let me hit. All right, saved it. Now I'm going to hit run. And what it's going to do is going to go through the list. And all those filters is going to find those songs. And let's see if they pick songs that Cool Thing approves of.
Okay. And what's nice about this, I mean, you're going to get songs in there and you're going to say, well, yeah, that may fit, may not fit. But it's going to give you an idea because there's no possible way anybody can remember every song. You may have tons and tons of music on hard drives at home. But the thing is, to remember what songs on which hard drive is very, very hard. So this is going to point in the right direction and say, okay, yeah, that'll work, that won't work, this will work, that won't work. This is something like what I do with my couples when DJing a wedding. I give them piece, well, it's a PDF they print it out, and it's 4 on each side. So you get 8 per sheet. They cut that down, put it in the invitation. It's 3 requests from every couple that they're sending an invitation to, or every person they're sending an invitation to. And I explained to them, I said, you're inviting these guests to your wedding. Now you're including them in your wedding because they're getting allowed to pick out 3 or 3 songs. And you're going to get duplicates, triplicates. You're going to get quadruplicates because if you're having 100 people at your wedding, you might get 100 Cupid shuffles, But the thing is, they hear that song. They don't know if the next person wrote down Cupid Shuffle. They don't know if somebody else wrote down Cotton Eye Joe or whatever. They hear that song and they're like, oh my God, they're playing my music. I wrote that song down for us. So they're all happy about that. It's including them in your wedding. And you include a guest into your wedding, believe me, it's the happiest feeling that they could get. And same with this, you're creating a playlist, it's going through, and it's showing you what is the most popular or what you put in, what your input is into that. Then you're going to say, well, okay, yeah, we could go with this maybe, and instead of this song, we could go with this song here because it's basically the same genre, but I think this will fit better into it. So it's opening your eyes to be more creative also.
Right. So it seems like there's a lot of R&B, not too much like what I would call pop. Cool Thing says, I approve. I'm looking at the playlist right now. But we can add more pop songs. And this is how you would do that. Again, let's grab our notes and let's probably do like Billboard's pop songs. Because we'll probably get 100 of those that we can filter down. So it could be more popish. So again, drag the playlist node over. Click the down arrow. Let's go Billboard. Pop. So we got 100. And I'll drag another one over. Let's see if we can do Billboard. I wonder if they're gonna have a 1970s one on to 2000. Billboard 1970 to 2025. See what comes up. Let's do the one from 1950 to 2024.
Okay.
Because that's like 600 and some songs. And that was 120 with the other one. So what, if you notice, I don't have anywhere to put my the anchor. I don't have any more room to anchor to this first node. So what I will have to do is combine each one of these playlists, and you can do 4 playlists to each one of these we call it consonate boxes or nodes. Let me see if I can take this out. There it is. Took that out. Oh, nope, I did. Let's see if I can. All right, so I'll drag. Let me see. I can always come back. I'll just take it off. Boom. Let me connect it and see and rerun it and see if we can get more pop songs. And we are up to the limit. Now it's Hitman, DDub, Hitman, DDub, me, sci-fi. All right, concentrate. So now it's going to look at all 3 of these playlists, and one has 100 songs. Mine's had 100 songs that we had just created, and the middle one had 600 and something. So you're looking at almost 900 songs. So what it's going to do is take those 900 songs, look for duplicates, and then go through the popularity, the danceability, the mood, and the energy of each one, and then look at the release date between 1970 to 2025, and that's up the limit to, let's do 50. 50, and it will go back to the cool thing charity. So save it and run.
It's like today I was watching some videos on YouTube, and they going back to the classifications of music, like you said, pop. They were talking about Journey with Don't Stop Believing. It was funny because they said, all right, one of the biggest classic rock bands of the late 70s, early 80s. Then they said rock bands was Journey, but their biggest pop song was Don't Stop Believing. It's like, so they went from boom, boom, boom to 3 different genres with one band.
Oops. Yeah, I thought I had this shared already, so I can walk you through while we were waiting. Let me just run it again and see. All right, it finished. So what we did, again, I look for a Billboard Hot 100 pop crate playlist. Then I look for the Billboard top songs from 1950 to now, and that was 600 and some songs. And then I put our original playlist there.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is where I use the because they only can do one flow of information. So you have to do like what is this thing? It's so small I can't read it. I just call it a combination node. And you can connect all your playlists together. And so there's like almost 900 songs. And then you just run it through the duplicator thing to make sure there's no duplicates. Then we're looking at the popularity, danceability, mood, and energy. And then any song between 1970 to present. And I up the limit to 50. And here's what the new songs are. Wait a minute. Why is it 0?
We're still having a bad echo, buddy.
Yeah, because I got this off. I don't have anything else. I'm not. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have anything on. Let me see if that comes up. Did it change it over here? Did it go to 50? Yep, it went to 50. So let's go through our playlist. It's still that I wouldn't say that was pop. We can go in. Let's go through the list and see if we can take some stuff off.
Okay.
All right, Luther. And if you want in the chat, put a 1. Yep, I fed 3 playlists into 1.
Okay, yep. I can see that.
All right, so we're gonna keep Luther. 1 is yes and 0, all right? What about all the way? But
yeah.
I'm starting to see E's, meaning that they're the dirty version. I'm glad they showed that. This is how you can clean it up. Copy the playlist. Cleanify it will clean up your Spotify playlist, and this is also free. This is also a free research. And let's see, we'll click on Cool Things Charity Playlist and Cleanify the playlist. So that's 50 songs. Let's see if they'll find a clean version of that song on Spotify. All right, so there was 48 songs that it found. So now when you go back to...
I know Tipsy, there is a clean version. Pink Pony, I know there's a clean version.
Yep.
Luther, I don't know. Is there a clean version for that one?
I'm not sure.
There's some artists that they just don't make a clean version, so you can clean it up yourself, especially if you're using virtual DJ, or you can bring it up in DJ Studio, listen to it, and just do a quick mix out of it. So they just get just what they want to hear, and boom, you're out of it.
Right. So it says clean. Maybe I have to refresh my browser and it'll pop up. Yep, there it is. So now you have all the clean versions. So that's a quick way to find the clean versions.
Yes.
All right, so we said Luther is good. Pink Pony. Let me see. Oh yeah, that'll work.
That's a good song.
Birds of the Feather, Just in Case. ABT, I like that one.
Yeah, that's a real good song.
Love Somebody, Sports Car, Taste. I heard it, but I can't. It just escaped my mind. So are these, the rest is fine, right? Does it edit or just drop it? I'm not sure what you mean, Kevin. Oh no, it doesn't. I think I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, no, it
It
doesn't
just
have-
look for the clean version. It doesn't edit for you. All right, now this is the next step that I do if it's for me. So we got Cool Things Charity Playlist. Now this is how I get it to my Serato, or if you use Virtual DJ, I think Record Box, they got a version of it. Now this is where I go to Crate Hackers. And Crate Hackers is not free. Again, that's $30 a month. Let me minimize this. And now I want to use Crate Hackers to take the Spotify playlist and create a MP3 file to drag over to my DJ software. So copy the playlist link. Now go to Tools, Spotify Import. Give it a crate name. I'm just going to say Cool Things Charity. Paste the link. There it is. 48 tracks. And this is where it's important that you clean up your hard drive, your music library. Mine's is a mess. I need to clean it up. Because if I was to clean it up, what it does, Crate Hackers will look through my music library and they'll pick those tracks that fit those songs. So if I had a clean library, only the tracks that fit those songs will be there. But I have different versions of it. So what I would do is go and just click on one. I'm just going to click on the first ones. And you can listen to it and preview each one of the songs and pick the ones that you want. So I'll just try to do this real quickly. Now, if I don't have it, if I know I have it, but it didn't show up, I can look for the file by clicking add file, go to my music folder and type in the name. Justin, let me see if I have it just for the sake of doing this. What is it? Just in case. All right. Just in case. Let me make sure that's the right one. Morgan. So that's not the right one. So, boom, 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 boom. Let me just drag it over just in case. But if that was the right one, just in case, one thing I have to do is just click on the name. I do all three of these. And then put open, and then they'll show up here. So none of those are the right ones. But if you don't have it, you can go directly to a record pool that you connect with Crate Hackers. You do that through the settings and the streaming service where you can find it. So these are all the streaming service that you can go and find it, purchase it, and they'll show up right in here. So I'll do a couple of more just so we can move on. All right, then once I get all the songs I want to import into my DJ software, I do export, and then export it as a MP3. Close, boom. And then let me see if it shows up. So I have it set to go to my lexicon folder, new music. And there's DJ Cool Things Charity MP playlist. Now let me open up Serato and drag it in. And then there's one more step if you want to customize it to put it in mixable order. Put it there. There. Take that, drag it into Serato. Yeah, one more time. Boom. All right, there it is. Why is it only 3? But anyway, all the ones that, it should have been more than 3. But anyway, you have those 3, you have all the songs that you had clicked. It'll show up in your Serato library. And the last thing I'll do, if I don't have time to really listen to it and put it in mixable order, I'll go to DJ Studio.
That's a great program, DJ Studio.
Create new mix. Open up my Serato, or if you have virtual DJ connected to it, there's the DJ Cool Thing playlist. Do plus to add all the songs. And I analyze it. And they suggest that you keep your playlist to under 60 songs, because if you go more than that, it could put wear and tear on your computer. If you don't have enough RAM, it's going to crash. So now you have your playlist. And to harmonize it, to put it in order, if you put in mood order, it says the transitions are great for audience excitement, but can be harder to pull off. So sometimes you'll have to use hard swaps. That means every song, the order of the song is going to start off either low and build up or high and build down. But the songs will sound sonically pleasing when you mix the two together. If you do fuzzy, they try to put it, it won't mix in key per se. It says fuzzy key mixing is good option for when you wish to order your tracks in sequence with as few clashes as possible, such as a mixtape or radio show. Yeah. So this one, the songs, it won't be a drastic change. So let's just go with fuzzy.
Okay.
Do harmonize. And then they'll put in order from going from the, see, with it. It's not coming through. It's probably better so I don't get flagged by YouTube. But it's going to put it in order. And if you notice, it goes from the lowest tempo to the highest and it builds. Yes. So after that, I'll save it again as a playlist. DJ Cool Thing. Save it as a playlist. And then I'm going to export this one as another MP3.
Okay.
Put it in the same spot. I always put my music under new downloads folder. Boom. Now go back to Serato. Let me drag that over here. Go to Serato. New folder. I gotta find where I dragged it. All right, there it is. Put it over here. Music. Looks good. Music. And again, I drag the new folder over. Boom. And now this folder will be more so in a mixable order. So therefore, I don't have to really think. If I put a song, the whole objective is to be able to play a song. If I get distracted and you see the blinking light, the song's getting ready to run out, I should be able to drag the next song in and it mixes and it sounds pleasing as opposed to out of tune and all that.
Yes.
And then I can just pretty much delete this track, this playlist, because I don't need it anymore. And that's how I prepare my tracks in a timely fashion. And another good thing with like Spotify, if you never paid attention to it, when you open up a playlist, Spotify will recommend songs that sounds good with the songs that you already have. So if you listen to the songs and you like it, you can add it to your playlist. And so that's how you build your playlist. So that's how I do it.
That's the thing, like with virtual DJ, it has the virtual DJ assistant, and they'll say, okay, yeah, this song will go with that, or this song will go with that. It'll show you exactly, to put a check mark, what songs will be good with each other, by either BPM or, the Camelot wheel. So it's very interesting. And DJ Studio really, they did a great thing there. They keep on building and building and building and building on it. It's like sometimes every day they're coming up with a new version of it or a new release for it. I think the one DJ said that one day they came up with 3 different releases that one day that just really blew his mind. I'm like, cool. Then like the mashup, you can do a mashup on there, which is great. It does stems for you. It's an amazing program. And you save the file. You play it in Serato, DJ Pro, Virtual DJ, Record Box, whatever you want to play it in, it will play it. So it's not like just locked into one DJ program. It's able to play in every program.
Okay. And this playlist, I'll put a link and post it in our Facebook group, so you'll be able to use it. But yeah, for the first two, like the playlist miner, Cleanify, and algRhtm, those are free resources. So definitely check it out and use it. So it at least takes some like stress and headache trying to figure out what to play. And then add your own little mix to it, then you're good to go.
Yeah, it takes a lot of pressure off you, because now it's giving you somewhat of a angle to get to mix other songs into that you're not going to think of. You say, hey, yeah, this will go. So it's just, I don't like a program that says, all right, here, boom, gives you all the songs, it'll mix it for you, that's it. You're basically a jukebox. This is giving you the ideas of what could work good together, what can't work good together. It may work good together on paper or on the computer, but when you listen to it, you say, I really don't like that song, and I'm going to throw this song instead. So there you go. You could switch it up in DJ Studio and say, I'm going to throw this one in, pull this one out, or I'm just going to, do a quick mix on this one. So this way, they're getting their song they may want, but now you're quick mixing out to another song that the guest may like. So it's how can I say, it's one hand washing the other, basically.
Yep. No problem, cool thing. I hope this was somewhat helpful for everybody. If you don't use it, at least hopefully it'll give you some ideas about how what to think about when you prepare your crates for your next event. So if we don't have anything else to say, do you have anything else you want to discuss?
Well, I go back on the crates and stuff, how some people really get hung up on that. Like, what could I play? What should I play? Again, get a general preference off your client. At least 10 songs, minimum 10. They give you 15, 20. That's great. Just figure each song is 3.5 minutes long. So 20 songs is like an hour. Your gig may be 3 hours, 4 hours. Your wedding, they say a 5-hour wedding, but your reception's basically only 3.5 hours. Danceable time is about an hour and 40 minutes. So you're getting a good general idea what they want to hear. And you're going to see the audience, the guests, how they're reacting to songs. If you play the songs that the couple really want to hear, I always tell them, give me 5 must-play songs that you want to hear. No ifs, ands, buts about. These are the 5 that I would have to play. That's great. And all the rest, it's given me a general direction of which way to go to keep their guests and their audience, whatever, going through the whole night.
Okay. I almost was ready to leave out without shouting out our new members. Because I didn't realize we had new members on the private Facebook group page. So let me shout them out real quick. So it's time to do our shout outs. And this week's new members we have the guys from Disc Jockey News TV. We have Kevin Beers of DJK Productions. He's also a karaoke DJ. We have Brian Red, a club and mobile DJ from Wisconsin. You can find him on the DJ network. As well, Kevin is also, you can find him on Sunday and Monday nights on the karaoke DJ network TV show. Then we have Jay Brennan from Brennan Entertainment. So we have the
OG of YouTube.
Yep.
The OG of YouTube.
And then our next group of new members are Mike Lee. Is that how you say it? Lee? All right. And that's DJ Too Tall. We have Mike Walton from Mike Walton Entertainment and Photo Booths. Brian K, he goes by the name DJ Brian K. And he also does karaoke. I am Bernie Castle from ADH DJ Production. And our last two new members, are Robert Sachs from Sachs Entertainment and Anthony Edmonds, DJ Loco. So let's give them a round of applause. And if you haven't done so already, you can join our Facebook group. And here's the long name, or you can just type in Cue It Up DJ Podcast and the Facebook search engine, and you can join either one, the private or public. And also, you can make sure to follow me on all of my social networks at Hitman DDub. And Mikey Mike, what's your handles?
DJ Mikey Mike _45 on Facebook, YouTube, or DJ Mikey Mike on YouTube. Instagram is DJ Mikey Mike, DJ Mikey Mike _45, or just is it DJ Mikey Mike 45? Because I did have my one Facebook channel hacked, so I had to switch over, and now I have that one going too. So the other one I got rid of.
Yep. So we gotta make you a slide, so it'll be easier just to flash it up there.
I have to. Like I said, I had everything. I shot some video today, in which I wanted to show off the risers. I wanted to show off a couple other little things that would make it interesting for DJs to do if you want to capture video at an event that you're doing. What to use, how to use it. But unfortunately, things got changed up a little bit in the one program I use, and I got to figure it out right before we get on the show. So next week we'll definitely have them here. Those risers are great. I put them underneath my DDJ 800, and it was like, wow. It brought it up an inch, and I put 2 of them underneath there. I was like, this is 2 inches. Yeah, they say it's basically for a tall man. I don't care if you're 5'5" or 6'3". Those little risers give you what you want is you want your elbows at a 90-degree angle to your body. So this way you're up straight, your back is comfortable, your lower back is comfortable, your legs are comfortable. And next week, definitely we're going to have them on here. We're going to show you what they're like.
Okay, cool. And before we head on out, here's our fade out message. And our fade out message goes like this. Prepping isn't just planning, it's planting seeds for that dance floor bloom. So when you go out and build your crates, make sure you're building your crates with a purpose. So with that said, make sure you also check out all of our other, shouldn't say our other shows, but shows from all our regulars from the DJ Roundtable, like Time to Spin with DJ Cool Thing. His shows is every Monday at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on his YouTube channel. And if you don't have the YouTube channels, make sure you sign up for our Cue It Up. I'm talking so much, I'm losing the thing. Make sure you sign up to be a part of our Cue It Up Facebook group page, and then you'll be able to easily connect to each one of our friends, our DJ friends. And we all meet up on Tuesdays on the DJ Roundtable led by Buddy from TBM Productions. And that is also at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Tuesdays. And then on Wednesdays, we have the DJ Biz School led by Sean. And his show is at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. And then on Thursdays, we have the Cue It Up DJ podcast with me, the Hitman DDub, and DJ Mikie Mike at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So with that said, I hope you all have a great weekend. Make sure to cue it up before you start out with your gigs this weekend. Have a great weekend and hopefully see you all next week. And don't forget to check out our other shows.
Thank you, everybody, for stopping by tonight. I hope everybody has a great weekend also, and a safe one also.
All right. See you all next week.
I rise like the sun while the world still sleeps. Scouring the sights looking for new leads. Marathon gigs with no in between. Your worth is from a rear view they seen. They want to party, but I'm battling fatigue, chasing passion while my mental is still out on leave. It's an everyday hustle, so respect the DJ life. We make it look easy, but the pressure's tight. Cue up the pressure. Got a story to tell. Dreams in the booth where the DJs dwell. Clubbing is a struggle like it's all I've got. Set it up, break it down, travel to the next spot. Ambitions, the engine stay sharp like a tool. Revving through my gigs, power drinks is fuel. It's an everyday hustle, we'll respect the DJ life. We make it look easy, but the pressure's tight. Pressure. Cue up the pressure. Cue up the pressure.